The thing we were talking about is this, you know, like whether or not people have been asking, you know, they got a dog that's like a sport dog or whatever, and whether or not the dog will really protect you and whatever. And, you know, it's a simple answer in one way, but there's so many factors, and we were just talking about that in terms of breeding. Like, not just because you're the son of a world champion means you're going to be a world champion. There's a lot of training in there, and there's also things called latent genes that didn't turn on. You know, my dad could have been a long distance runner, but I'm a shit. You know, it's like it just didn't turn on. So when we look for a dog that maybe has a history in police or sport for personal protection, or even sport, or even whatever you know, police application, what we're looking at is a dog that has a quality. We don't want to mistake the training. You know, I may have been trained as a gymnast, but I didn't have weight training, but I've been doing some weight training all my life, and I have that ability. I just didn't have the opportunity. But there's dogs like that have all the qualities, maybe a different athlete in a different discipline. And then, you know, kind of like when we work, like, you know, I'm talking about with the, you know, just because you're wearing a sleeve on your arm doesn't mean the dog in front of you is into the sleeve alone. Right. You know, or the way in which you build your scenario and your training. The dog is not, he may be doing a bark and hold that you could see in the competition field, but he could also do a bark and hold at your door. Right. You know, like somebody tries to break in, or they're trying to come in and, or to try to invade, not even break in, but tell you, you know, not to actually against your will come into your home. Like what Chi-Chi stopped one night, remember that time? And it's like, yeah, not everybody's gonna get bit because they opened the door to a German Shepherd going crazy, that's enough. But what if they do go further? And the exercise of barking, let's say, that you see in a sport, can be used as a technical exercise with adjustments for the real world. Whether you have the dog or not is about the quality of the dog, not so much the training, let's say. So I think it's wrong for some people to think, well, okay, because it's on the sport field, it's bad, or because the police guys are doing it in a less formal way, it's bad. It's like, no, if you understand what you want as your goal, whether it's home protection, whether it's police, street work, or it's competition, then you make sure you have the quality of dog that can manage this kind of stress, and you give it. I was thinking that we got some like the pain reduction suit, and we also have bite sleeves and so on. Okay. And you just, you know, put you in some equipment, and just for your safety, and let's see how he responds when there's someone coming at the door that starts off friendly but then turns into some kind of like an invasion, a home invasion situation. And you know,
you gotta wear this.
Awesomeness.
Yeah.
Thanks to our guys at Spartan, awesomeness. This is their helmet, their, you know, patented design of stuff that prevents a lot of trauma. So you can get like, we can elbow and hit your face, and so it's really great for force trauma. And I think when we do muzzle work with some of the dogs, maybe with Chi-Chi later or something, that this is really awesome because you can really take it to the next level. Okay. The chest gear. Let me help you suit up, right. And let's get you to set this training up. What's going on here, Mama? What's going on?
Acting like hitting his head, I couldn't see it.
Yeah. Oh, let's get long.
Yeah, so you had a good question when we were working about like how she managed the energy, or like how she was doing stuff. I think the suit has, for sure, she never knew she could bite that. Did you see at the end how she was like, she did try.
I did see that.
And so just before then, in my opinion, she's never done this kind of training in her IPO career. You know, she's like always been training bark and hold in a field, in a blind, biting the guy that was never come at her with so much resistance here, you know.
Right.
So you see different things happening based on stuff. I think that's why we say like fitness is a big deal, because the fitter you are, you can carry your emotional content further, you know. And it's just a wonderful test for dogs like this. No longer will it be a test, it's now training. Right, so you only see it once in a way because the dog is so smart. Getting him in the enclosure, you could see that she's never done that before. And I think that's where the drive started to kind of just erupt to the point where she's like, well, I got him away and now maybe the threat is over or whatever. But certainly, if you have a dog like this who's never, this is a great example of a dog, she's not really been trained as an executive level dog. But she has all the foundation because of, let's say, a sport training history. But she also has the genetics and the quality as a dog. I mean, when we look at the nervous system of her, she almost never had any issues with grip change. She only regripped, I could see, one time. And it wasn't like her grip had failed. I think when he turned in there, she might have lost. It wasn't as hard as it could. So she gripped in. And this is exactly what you want to see. Not only the activity of it, but when did it happen and how did the dog manage that stress? You know, something over her face, the chair, this slippery floor, a new environment, she's hanging out with daddy, Uncle Vit is in charge now. All of these things kind of add to how the dog will perform. And let's be, you know, I thank you because you donated the dog as a test, you know, and you trust us and you trust Hakeem and so on. But as we talked about, a test should be so difficult for the dog that we see the character coming out, but it should never truly, if you can back a dog up in a test, you've proven the point, now you know, and now you have to decide, is this something that you're just going to walk away from? Or is this a client's dog or your own dog that you say, look, this is a problem for the dog, now we want to move past that problem. You know, there's world champions will run around a blind and never see the guy hiding in the blind because he's in a different drive. Maybe it looks like weakness, maybe it is weakness, but for sure there's no shortage of champions out there, so-called champions that have had weakness retrained and hidden and so forth. So when you see a young dog like these dogs working this, you know, never doing stuff like this before, enduring some stresses that you would never see on the sport field. And as I said, on a nervous system level, how the dog responds to all these stresses. You know, we talk about grip, but it's really as an indication of how his nerves are. If he's committed to the task and he's full grip and he's hard and he's holding on, then you notice that with the t-shirt or the things that are not, she was not changing her grip. And this is really important because it means that unless you actually inflict, let's say, the level of pain or obstruction that she cannot bite you, you shoot her, you stab her, you put something between you and her. Unless that's happening, what she perceives as threatening is not actually affecting her behavior. And that's really important. It's how the dog perceives the stress. Clearly, this could be a stressful environment for some dogs. And it's not that she doesn't perceive it. She's not in prey drive or happy-go-lucky for her toy. She actually perceives him as a threat. And you can see when she was doing some chest bites that also what I was trying to do is to pull her back so that he could have more. At this level, Chi-Chi, we can't actually hit her with a chair. So we're trying to hit her. Hakeem's trying to hit her and she's still coming at him. Hakeem's kicking and she's still coming at him. So sometimes in a tactical way, I can handicap my dog, pull her into me and put her ass towards Hakeem and say, now he would never gotten a chance to grab her ass or to spank on the leg and piss her off even more. So what you saw at the end was the most extreme level of fighting. The dog is tired, she's in heat, she's never been here before, she's watching daddy and working with uncle, and she already maybe had a little marathon here. Now we got to see something really about the dog. Was she trying to flee the scene? Was she gassing? Was she trying to dominate him? And all of these questions you can answer just looking it over again. But it's a really, really nice dog that for never having done it, I have no doubt that if he had gotten bit the first time walking into the door, that the grip pressure and the amount of power that the dog has, he would never have gotten so far if he was a real assailant. And if it had started in the bathroom, let's say she was tired and maybe she didn't know what to do, she certainly knew what to do at the end of it, and certainly was trying to bite him in the flesh. So when, as we always say, it's like when we do boxing, you know, you're hitting me in a focus mitt. So I'm not feeling the pain from your punch. It's easy for me to say, that sucks. You don't hit well, X, Y, and Z. The minute I move the focus mitt and say, okay, I'm going to beat you with that flaw of yours, but you get to punch me in the face, it changes everything, as you know from fighting and from holding mitts. Just the thought, let's say I'm the bad guy and I'm holding mitts for you, that's the thought of now you hitting me in the face changes my fighting behavior. You can see it when some trainer stands up there and he's all relaxed. Not so much when he puts on the gloves, because now the punch is coming to the face. When you know that threat is for real, not only do you behave like, you know, that you actually feel it, but you have a fear of threat, or the threat of violence now coming to you as a bad guy. So that changes also that dog's level of dominance and encouragement will improve. Because think about it now, she's biting her ass off on a padded arm. She's not getting to inflict the pain in him that she would have if it was a real fight. And this is awesome because of how she's testing, you know. Questions? Did you, I mean, I thought you did a great job.
Both dogs are pretty good. She was very exceptional.
Yeah.
In the corner with her barking hole.
Well, I'll share with you a little secret there. I knew the dog never did. As a trainer, this, I mean, I don't care if guys admit it or not. It's an open book. You guys can see, review the tape. It's a friggin' awesome dog, and I appreciate you working on. But let's say exactly like that. I know my dog's going into battle untested. One easy way of getting the cobwebs out for her. I haven't seen the dog in months, you know, and they visit from time to time, and she's my, like, you know, I say I'm Uncle Vic. I know that Micah's been at work a lot, and she's not running the way she, and know her conditioning is not going to be high. This morning we did a meeting with Ronnie. It's a lot of factors. So what I did was gave my dog a layup. She was turned on when you were coming in, because I was like, you know, who is that? As opposed to, all right, Chi-Chi, go to your place. Because if I'm expecting Micah at my home and my dog's loose and he knocks, I'm like, okay, but Mama, go to your place. I was giving her that feeling, but then when you came in, the reason I did that is because that's a comfortable exercise for that dog. So, just easy learning hint. New environment, new skill. Give the dog something that he's comfortable at in this new environment and bridge it so he could learn that new skill. So now, big friggin' deal. She's doing a hold and bark in closed settings, in an enclosed room with slippery floors and echoes, and you know, all these different things that people would itemize to make it sound great. She's doing a hold and bark that she's done 1,000,000 times, only in a different environment. And so the biting and stuff in here, of course, she's been trained. This is just a proofing ground to see a great situation. We're having an office meeting now, like we were earlier when we were doing this, and somebody bangs on your door, and somebody comes in, what can your dog do? I mean, his dog was sitting here for 20 minutes. You guys probably never seen her on his feet until the last time.
I like to see the fact that she has IPO background. She
Yeah.
has to bite me in the chest.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good for people to understand that the dogs are multifaceted, but a true dog with quality is that. It doesn't matter that, you know, this dog was going after your feet after a while, she's going after your chest. It's like, she understands that in training, when you wear this thing called a focus mitt, and we hit this in training, and she can translate that when it's reality, I don't have to hit the pad anymore. But the quality, like we talked earlier about the nervous system of the dog, the desire to bite, engage the guy, the ability to be in all these things, it was really a nice session. And yeah, guys, I mean, I look forward to next time.
Absolutely.
Maybe Michael can bring some of that cool food that he's been working on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, Hakeem.
Thank you.
All right, man. Don't look for my dog to bite. Come here. Don't look for my dog to bite. Yeah. Don't look for my dog to bite. Come here. Super. Oh yeah. Now, escape, drive, whatever you want. Hit the cage. That's to put on her face one day. Oh yeah. Super. Nice work. Oh yeah. Come on, Chi-Chi. Good Chi-Chi. Hit the shoulders. Hit the shoulders. Super. Good Chi-Chi. Good Chi-Chi. Good Chi-Chi. Venga, mama. Oh yeah. Put it overhead. You can hit her hard with that dog. Hit her hard with it. There you go. And just, there you go. Yeah, get him, Chi-Chi. we'll do a little simple. Let's see if she's a real dog or not. Slip. Oh yeah. Come on, the dogs. Nice dogs. Right here. Huff. Bring her back, beautiful.